Hello Pisces, how are you? It is me, Lauren B with the Untitled Tarot. Welcome back, welcome in, take a seat, let's talk. First and foremost, just energy-wise, I feel like you guys are feeling pretty good. I don't know if you guys are listening to a lot of 80s music, but I've been bopping around to 80s music all day, all morning. Come On Eileen, George Michael's, You Gotta Have Faith, like just all kinds of 80s songs all over the place. And there was one that came out in particular that really like struck a chord with me, and it's by the Weather Girls. It's Raining Men. And my mama used to love that song. She used to play it for me all the time. I haven't heard it in ages. And there's this one, like I think it's the chorus or it's like the bridge, I don't know. But it goes, God bless Mother Nature. She's a single woman too. She took off up to heaven and did what she had to do. She taught all the angels. What is it? I wrote it down because I knew I was forgetting it. She taught all the angels. She rearranged the sky so each and every woman could find the perfect guy. Now, obviously, like energies are flipped, masculine and feminine. We all have those energies. So you could be finding the perfect guy or girl or whatever. That's your business, right? But it's the God bless Mother Nature. She arranged the sky. It's like this real alchemy kind of energy. And like I sat down to do your reading and I got like a little lightheaded. It's almost like a little like high feeling, like, and I did not do any drugs. Like, so it's like almost you guys are a little bit high on life. I'm getting the sense, and I feel like very close to my camera. Like I put my camera up and I was like, my head looks big. Like I look much closer to the screen today. Like I just look bigger. So I think that there is something about giving you a little bit of like a closer look into what's been going on for you. I feel like you just ended a cycle without maybe realizing that you did so. And I noticed it's like kind of dark in here. It's like very bright and sunny in my whole room, but like right here, it feels dark. I feel like you guys have been a little bit in the dark. And so Source wants to give you a little bit of a closer look into what you've actually been doing, because I feel like there's been a lot of like 5D. There's a lot of 5D work that's been going on for my Pisces over here without maybe you realizing that you've been doing it. So if you've been kind of hopping hurdles, going through some stuff, having some weird dreams, like really kind of transmuting a lot of energy, purging a lot of energy, I think they kind of want to let you know what you've been doing. Almost like give yourself a little credit because like you don't know what you just accomplished sort of thing. And today we're doing your reading with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And I was like, Dreams of Gaia Tarot? I never use that. And I was like, Gaia, God bless Mother Nature. Okay, here we go, Pisces. So, and with this deck in particular, like a lot of them, I don't really pay so much attention to the elements on these cards. It's much more about the imagery. So I might not even mention if it's earth or air or any of that. So I want to keep the ball rolling. We're on the ball, Pisces. We want to keep the ball rolling. We're high on life right now. So this first card that you have out is so fascinating to me. I feel like this was you last night. Okay, this is like you a little bit in the 5D. This is you a little bit in your dream space. Very kind of like, it looks like a very young, very youthful energy, kind of really sprouting your wings kind of in front of this portal, right? With this eye. It's like the eye of God, like Source looking down on you, kind of. I feel like maybe you've perhaps been just letting yourself be more instinctually guided by your gut, by your intuition, synchronicities and symbols from Source, just really trusting where you've been led, right? And you found yourself right at this portal as a very young energy, right? And it's like as you, through the guidance of Source, have kind of just like walked through this precipice without even realizing it, you're coming out the other side in the 3D, right? As the crone. This is big mom energy. This is wise. This is like sage, trusted sage, medicine woman, right? Very 3D, very kind of earth energy, very, very tangible, right? So it's like in the 5D in a spirit, I feel like I'm doing a reading for Scorpio. It's so like freaky. I love it. But so it's like in the 5D, right? It's like you're like a child of God. You're an extension of the universe, like very young, sweet, very kind of like full energy. Like, let me grow my angel wings and I'm just going to follow my instincts right through this portal. Like, because I know that Source is watching me do so. But it's like, in reality, on the 3D, you actualize as somebody that is very wise, somebody that has a lot of power, a lot of mysticism, somebody that is really able to alchemize, work with the elements around you. It's almost the sense that maybe you're finally tapping into like you've done this before, It's almost like maybe you're getting some past life regression information. There's something in that for you, that it's almost like you're learning how to walk now. You're learning how to run. It's like you got steam under your feet. And next out, you have it followed by this death and rebirth card, which is kind of exactly what you've done right here, right? It's like this younger energy, and then it's this older energy, right? The beginning and the end. Beginnings often hide themselves in ends, and we don't really realize that they're happening until after the fact. But again, it's like we have this snake imagery, shedding of skin. It's summer. Maybe you guys are getting like sunburned. There's like a peeling. There's like a peeling off old skin, like shedding of old skin, shedding of old ways, right? Like a rejuvenation kind of element. And inside it's like this big golden egg, right on top of these skulls, this death energy. It's like this new birth, this shedding of the old, this new birth with this little baby on the inside, right? It's like this is kind of you, right? You've been incubated for a long time, and you didn't realize that perhaps through some purging, through some growing pains, that they were like birthing pains of your new self. But it's almost like the baby came out full grown. The baby came out full grown. And so now here you are, Pisces. And it's like now this eye of Source, it's not necessarily like above your head looking down on you, which it always is. Source always has our back. It's always looking out for us, looking for us, got our back, looking side to side for us, right? But it's almost like now you've integrated that, and it's like kind of now it's like your third eye. It's like your third eye is now Source's third eye. Like you see through the lens of your spirituality, you see through the lens of Source, right? It's like you see things the way that they kind of want you to interpret them. And like this girl, she's a little bit in the middle, right? She looks kind of young, right? But not necessarily like in a childish way, but she also doesn't appear to be, right, as old or as mature as the woman right here. It's a little bit in between, right? It's a little Middle Earth kind of energy that you have going on. And it's like, I see you here with all of your earth elements. And again, it's like this alchemy. It's like you're offering advice to people. You're offering just knowledge or wisdom that you've attained through your own life experience, guided messages that you've gotten from Source. Like perhaps you are a channel and an oracle yourself, and this is you kind of giving them out. It's almost like a little, I want to say like a cup of love. It feels almost like a little bit of like an Ace of Cups. But again, there's a butterfly right here. So again, it's like transformation. There's a little snake kind of crawling in. It's like regeneration, right? Shedding of old skins, death and rebirth cycles, transformation. It's almost like the secret sauce. You've hit a point where now it's like you're kind of offering up the secret sauce to other people. Like just on a small cup. So it's just like just a little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. Like, here you go. I see what you need. It's almost like, I know that Source wants me to do this for you right now. Like, I know that Source wants me to share this piece of information, or like just this testimony, just this little story from my life, because you know it's like a seed that you're going to plant in their head, plant in their lives, and it'll grow for them. It's really, really beautiful. And it's cool. It's very, I'm also being noticed, very like pink cheeks, very pink cheeks. It's very like compassionate. Pink for me is very indicative of Archangel Muriel. She works on like loving and compassionate relationships, right? It's like you're doing it almost not trying to be like, you're on the bridge of ascension, jump off the cliff, enjoy. It's a little bit like, no, like I'm gonna baby you a little bit like kid gloves, like here you go, right? And it's like, this is how you're appearing to others. But in reality, it's like your 5D self. I don't know if you're into like galactic origins or any of that, that's your business. But it's like, that's how you're appearing to other people. But it's like, actually in the 5D, this is more of what you look like. Big head, powerful, right? It's like, I don't want to use the word monster because it's not like a scary monster energy. It's almost in the sense of, like on churches, how they have gargoyles on the outside of churches. And the whole concept was that gargoyles were supposed to be more frightening than the demons they were guarding against, right? It's like a little bit of like that it energy, right? So it's like, you're very powerful. It's all that green. It's like all that, I'm wearing green. It's all that heart chakra energy. It's like the power of your heart and your intention. Again, it's like these little seeds that you're planting into people, into the universe, right? Doing energetic work perhaps. It's coming from such an open heart space that it's like you almost can't even control it, and you've become in the 5D. Like you might look like little Miss Muppet over here, but in reality, it's like you're huge, you're powerful. It's like your presence. I'm getting like gaining territory, gaining energetic territory. It's really fascinating. And then it's like, this is the 2 of air. But what's interesting is that there's 5 little orbs right here, right? It almost looks like a constellation. And 5 is a number of change, right? And this is black and white. It's a balancing energy, right? The scales of justice over here, that you're in doing something a little bit different, I think, in the past, and maybe how you've approached your obstacles recently. It feels very recent that you have changed the manners in which you've balanced yourself. And in doing so, you've kind of like unlocked a little bit of like a secret for yourself. You've unlocked this portal. You've gained this extra wisdom. You've been able to finish up, facilitate, finalize this death and rebirth process for yourself. And now you have the skills in order to offer in a very compassionate, peaceful way to other people, even though like deep down inside, it's like you're huge. You are like a beautiful, loving gargoyle in all of the best ways, because you've been able to balance yourself in a whole different aspect that I don't think that you realized you were doing or realized that you could do before. And so now maybe things are happening to you, like if like there's an obstacle, if something bothers you or something just gets in your way in whatever form that is, I don't think it is like breaking you down the way it used to be. It's like you're bouncing back up a lot faster than you used to. And I think you're surprising yourself a little bit in that. And I think that because of that, it's having you feel a little bit, there's a little bit of like a fool energy here with this youth card. A little bit of a, am I the student? Am I the teacher? And it's like, well, you're both. Well, you're both, because it's like you're walking things out in a different way than you have in the past. So you have a new kind of balance. And so you're trying to maintain a new balance, I think, without kind of falling back on old mechanisms or rushing too far ahead in the program, like really just kind of pacing yourself in your own personal growth. This feels like very personal, spiritual, path, purpose, mission, right? But it's like, this is almost looks like a huge Ace of Wands. It's also very like magician energy. And this wolf energy, it's like a little howling at the moon. It's like a very pact energy. You know, it's like pact. You made a pact. There was a pact. You have a pact with source. So I'm feeling like soul contracts. I'm also feeling like because you have the maiden and this love card out next in reverse. And with all this pack energy, I'm feeling as though you might not have even realized that you did it, but I feel like you either canceled soul contracts in like the 5D. I know this is getting trippy, guys. But it feels like you canceled some soul contracts in the 5D, almost as if you, your soul growth accelerated faster than maybe even your spirit team realized. Like you picked up the pace real fast, and there would have been too much time for these other energies to catch up, to calibrate to where you are. So I'm getting like nullified, like those old soul contracts are kind of null and void now, because it's like you've come so far that it's like there's no time to waste. I'm getting, was that Alice in Wonderland? Like I'm late for a very important date. It's almost like you upgraded in your soul mission or purpose, like in terms of responsibility, light working duties, like any of that. If you're seeing like 9 a lot, any kind of like combinations of 9s, it's particularly 99, that's an indication of like light working duties and needing to kind of like step up a little bit more in doing that in all different ways. So I am getting that with this pact. And in doing so, these new soul contracts that obligations and new soul obligations that you have are putting you a little bit in this adventure, and I'm getting like Lewis and Clark, like adventure energy, a little bit of a fool energy. But again, there's a magician aspect over here with this big rod, with this big staff. You're restaffing. And that's making you feel a little bit more of a student energy, even though it's like you have all of the tools in which to be a teacher, to plant these seeds for others, right? And then you have this 2 of Earth out next. And here you, again, all of this earth energy. It's like this physical alchemy. It's like a Midas touch. You touch things and they just shimmer is kind of what I'm getting here. And she has all of these eggs, right? They're almost like Cadbury eggs. It's like a very spring has sprung in summer kind of things. And you're juggling all of these eggs, but it's almost like you're levitating them. And I'm getting like eggs in baskets. It's almost you're not worried anymore about not putting eggs in anyone's baskets or putting too many eggs in a basket. It's almost like you don't even need a basket anymore because it's like you just know how to levitate them. It's freaky, but that's what I'm getting here. You don't need to worry about like, and maybe that was a thing for you in the past where you felt like you were over investing in people, places, and things, that people were under investing in you. There wasn't an equal energetic like reciprocity going on there, but it's almost like you've ascended so high at this point, Pisces, that it doesn't even matter. It's like, because it's almost like, you know, sometimes you got to break a few, you know, if you want to make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs, but you know how to levitate them all. So it's like you just kind of move. It's almost like Matilda when they throw that little carrot, when her brother throws the carrot at her and she stops it midair and turns it around, just pops it right back in his own mouth. It's something like that. Like the way that you're working with energy right now, I don't know if you're doing it in your meditations, if you're doing protection rituals, I don't know what's going on for you, but it's really amazing. Like I think because of the power that you are admitting, I don't even think you realize that you're doing it. It's actually like making me feel like a little bit lightheaded. It's like beams. It's like beams of light coming in. It's like I'm getting a little hot. I'm like a little bit like, whoo, I need a break. You're really powerful right now. Your manifestation energy is out of control. And it is King of Air next. And what I actually see is like, this is source energy. This is logic. This is truth, like the truth of how things really work, like in the 5D, in the 6D, not even higher, not just in the 3D, right? And it's filtering out of them and directly into you. And it's like, again, it's like that eagle, it's that justice energy. It's almost you're like your staff now, you are now Source's staff. Like you got hired. You got hired by the divine, right? You got hired by God. And now you're the one. Like you're coming in like real nice and gentle because like, you know, people like spook easy sort of thing. But it's like you are actually like an eagle of justice, like delivering these messages now, like on behalf of Source. It's like part of your soul obligation now. It's part of your new soul contract or the upgrade or the ascension in your obligations now. And again, I don't think you even realize this is happening or it happened. You might be just getting like a stronger pull. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to say this to them. Like, I don't know why. I don't feel like it's my place, but I feel like I'm supposed to do something here. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to say something. I feel like I'm supposed to speak out. Like, you are. You absolutely are, because this is you now. You're like what are they, like carrier pigeons? Like, you are now like a carrier pigeon. Like, you're used to receiving all of the information. I feel like a lot for yourself, but now it's like you're receiving information for other people, and your job is to like take it and like pass it along, take one down and pass it around, right? And in doing so, again, it's like this black and white energy. It's like this new balance. But instead of doing it, just like I said, just in the 3D, right? Changing with these 5 little orbs, the ways that you kind of balance yourself in your 3D life. Now there's like all of this rainbow frequency from Source. This is a masculine energy. Now putting you again back in your feminine energy. Very, very balanced, right? And she has there's wings. There's wings. I wouldn't want to say this is like a sword, but this is almost like a magic wand with wings on it. It's very fascinating, right? Again, next to that heart, this heart chakra energy. And she's surrounded by this circle. It's like you're being encircled, encompassed by Source. They're bringing you, dropping down all of this rainbow frequency, these downloads, these channels. Like, you're a channel now, you're an oracle. Even if you don't work with the tarot or anything like what I do, right? Or a lot of us do here in this community, whatever way that may be for you. And look, there's a ring. There's a ring on her finger. It's like you're married. You're married to Source now. Ooh. Okay. I don't know if they wanted me to say that. Ooh, that startled me a little bit. I'm sorry, Pisces. That threw me off. There's a Chica song. I forget what it is. I think maybe it's called Songs About You. And there's just a line, and she goes, I'm married to the game, and I swear God has been the best man. Maybe that's kind of it for, yeah, that's it. You're not married to Source. Well, maybe, but it's, you know, God's the best man for you now, right? It's like you're committed. It symbolizes commitment to this, to your purpose, to your path, to your light working duties, being a healer, whatever that may be for you. That's what's going on there. And I think it really sprouted out of this. It could have been a lack mentality, a scarcity mentality, but really feeling for a long time like you had to be sit down. You had to be sit down by the universe and kind of relearn how to alchemize, relearn how to work with energy, relearn about yourself, what your purpose is, what you're good at, what you need to work on, your wounds, your traumas, your strengths, all of these different things, right? It's like bringing in like this dragon energy. And again, here's this eagle. It's like, here's this eye of God, like really pulling all of your different resources from everywhere. Again, it's like this ram, it's this emperor energy. It's green, it's glowing, it's that heart chakra. I think it's about learning how to work with your abilities from a very intentional and authentic place, right? It's like, say you're light worker, say you do tarot, and it's doing the work for the purpose of doing the work, not for the purpose of profit, right? To be a prophet, not to make a profit. There's something in that. You had to realign why you were doing what you're doing, what you were going to do with the power that you had, right? Because it is a lot. It is very powerful, which is why I think now you're coming in with a little bit more of a gentle approach. But you had to be sit down for a little while, again, as a student energy, in order to grow enough to kind of walk through this new portal, kind of walk through this upgrade, this graduation. Because in the past, you have the Queen of Air, you have these, what is it? It's the Five of Cups. It doesn't really matter. And then you have, what is this? The nine of water. And they're all in reverse. And like I said, the titles don't really matter to me, but this is, again, you being like a little bit closed, having to put your human baser nature down to allow this out, like your intuition to really rise to the top, right? Kind of being submerged a little bit, right? And a little bit of sadness, disappointment, heartbreak, whatever that is for you, kind of feeling a little bit in the dark, kind of trying to carry this little beacon of hope for yourself, kind of having to be your own lighthouse through the dark, right? And in doing that, you've really been able to upgrade, really been able to refortify your faith, because over here, it's like the faith is in reverse with this big turtle kind of belly up, right? And turtle's like, that's very old, ancient, emotional energy, right? It's like very, very strong, but it has a very soft interior, and really kind of learning how to flip that upside down, how you re-identify with your faith, whether it's going back to the roots of your faith in more of a traditional sense and not shaming yourself for that if you're a Christian or whatever that may be for you, right? Or coming out of that tradition and learning more new age spirituality, or bringing in other things, like whatever that may be for you, kind of really having to learn how to float a little bit through traumas, through heartbreaks, whatever that may be, and realign why you're doing what you're doing. And in that, you have balance in all of this earth energy on the earth plane, in the 3D. Things are growing from you. All your chakras are open. They're online. Maybe you're literally online, as I am right now, but it's spiritually on. In the 3D, it's like very calm. You're very centered. Things are growing from you. Fruits of your labor. You understand that the death and rebirth cycle, it circles you. And around that throat chakra, it's telling me that you're able to express that to other people. But there's like a little lump in my throat, which might be new for you to do that, just to go to people and be like, oh, you're just going through a death process, like, but you'll rebirth soon, don't worry. Like, this is the way it goes, that it's always like encircling you. And now, because you understand that, you understand like the seasons, like your own seasons and of growth, and how those affect the things that you put out, right? And then what fruit you can then pluck and then share with others, right? To feed them. Because then it's followed up by this card. And again, here's you. And I love that it's back and forth with all this masculine and feminine energy, again, because it's like you're very balanced. This is probably the most balanced Pisces reading we're ever going to get, honestly. But it's like, here you are again in the 3D with fruits, the fruits of your labor, your knife, the tools that you need, right? It's like he's got like a sickle, cyclical, cycles. You understand harvest season now, like that you plant something and it's going to take time for it to grow. It needs to be watered, it needs to be nurtured, you need to let sun in, you need to have faith. All of these things, give yourself room to breathe, time to grow, right? And when it is, you can harvest the fruits of those labors and you can enjoy them, and then you can share them with others. It's really beautiful. Followed up again by another balancing energy. Again, this is like how people are viewing you now, very much like up here, but in reality, you look like this. And in the 5D, you look like this. almost like in a human form, but it's like you have wings of fire. It's very like chariot energy, and your chakras are bigger now, right? Because you're taking in more energy. So you might actually be feeling a little lightheaded or like a little overwhelmed. I'm getting nauseous. You might be getting like a little nauseous too. I am looking at this baby again, so maybe for some of you, you're in a very fertile season for yourself. Mindful. But you're taking in a lot more energy now that you are integrating in. I feel like very called to tell you that you're integrating in a lot more energy for yourself. So if you're feeling a little like vertigo or anything like that, that's probably what it is. It's from this level up that you've done. You're able to take in more, you're able to balance more, integrate more, and then also output more. So in that, you could be getting these big swings of energy, and then like very soon after feeling very, very exhausted, right? Because you're still getting used to that. Your 3D human flesh and bone body is getting used to that. Even though like your 5D body's like, roar, let's do it. Your 3D body's like, I'm really excited, but I'm really tired and I don't know why. So that could be happening for you too. So just you're growing wings of fire right now. So, you know, take a little break if you need to. Oh my God, I'm dropping things. Because you have the Mother in reverse, and then you have the Queen of Earth. The Queen of Earth. It's almost like you've birthed it. It's out. You've birthed yourself through the canal, through the portal. You've gone through these phases, and now you are the Queen of Earth. That I'm getting Middle Earth. It's like you are the bridge now. You are the bridge between the two worlds to help other people get across. It's kind of what I'm getting now. It's almost like you're like a ferryman. You're like a ferryman. It's like you lead people over into the ferry so that way they can get on the boat and get across. There's something in that. You're helping people connect with their missions and with their purposes. And this boar is a boar energy. They've been telling me to eat like a lot of like pigs all week. Like, I'm sorry if anyone's kosher. I'm so sorry. But like sausage and like chorizo and like ham, like eat a ham sandwich. I was like, ham sandwich? I like turkey. And they're like, eat a ham sandwich. I'm like, okay, I'll eat a ham sandwich. So there might be something you might be eating like a lot of pork products, but pigs are also very symbolic of play and innocence and wisdom. They're very intelligent animals. So there could be something in that for you. And again, I'm seeing like these little acorns on the side. Acorns, seasons. Like, right, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The acorn doesn't fall far from the tree. Planting, growing into something big, solid, stable. The journey in reverse, it's like that journey is complete. Those contracts are nullified. It's like you got a promotion. It's like you are now committed to your soul mission. Now more is expected of you. You're taking in a lot more energy. You're learning how to integrate it, right? So be gentle with your body, with yourself. Try and eat well. Try and eat whole if you can, right? Eat balanced if you can. But it's like this journey is now over for you. This old one, I don't think you realized it, but it's like you're already in the thick of your new cycle now. And here you are. Here you are. What is this, a 10? It's 10 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. It's like you're on the yellow brick road now, my loves. And it's almost like it's like a marionette energy. Over here, it's like she's controlling the tides. And over here, it's like she's got the moon and the stars, right? It's like physical elements, spiritual elements, alchemy. And it's all coming from this like deep, emotionally fulfilling place. Like, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, it feels good to do this. Like, it feels like I'm doing the right thing. Like, it's that flow, like finally finding your own flow. Right? It's beautiful. It's really beautiful energy. And it's coming. Again, it's like source is like with this their little third eye. This eye of God is like inside this heart, and they're like shining down on you with love. It's like appreciation. It's like you're doing it. Like, you're really doing it now. Like, we're so proud of you, Pisces. Like, we're so proud of you. It's like you're finally learning how to play the game, how to like use your marionette tools. You're finally like learning how to alchemize. And so it's like you're bigger. You're becoming bigger, Pisces. So it's a freaky little read from my little Pisces. I feel like this is a Scorpio reading, but it's very cool. I hope that now that I finish this energy, I can come down a little bit because I'm a little lightheaded. Woo! Some of you guys, drink more water too. The water will help you with that flow, with kind of dispersing a lot of that energy. I feel like you guys are not drinking enough water. I'm personally not drinking enough water, but I have a feeling that you are not either. So drinking a lot more water will help with that energy flow. But this is a super cool read, Pisces. You guys, You guys are like the Jeffersons. You're moving on up, and I'm very proud of you. So thank you so much for letting me do this read for you. It was really, really cool. And I hope you guys are enjoying the beginning of Leo season. All of the information that you should need from me is in my description box. All the decks that I use, my email for personals, all my social media, all of that stuff. Thank you guys so much for all of your subscriptions and the likes and the comments and the emails and the donations, just everything. You guys are the best. It's like such a happy family here. My cup runneth over for you. So take care of yourselves, be gentle, and I will see you next time, Pisces. Good luck.